In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a 3D logo that retains its original colors in After Effects using the Element 3D plugin. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and let's get to it. First, I'm going to create a new composition, name it render. It will be 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and 10 seconds for the duration. Click OK, then drag your logo to the timeline. Press S on the keyboard to adjust the scale if needed. I'll decrease mine so it is roughly of this size. Then let's pre-compose a logo by right-click Precompose. Let's name this Precomp logo and make sure movable attributes is selected, then click OK. Now while logo composition is highlighted, go up to Edit, Duplicate or press Ctrl D to duplicate layer, select the bottom logo layer and let's rename it to Texture. Then select the top logo layer, go up to Layer and choose Auto Trace. And here are the settings that I'm using, the channel alpha. Make sure you have preview on to see the results of the auto trace. So make sure you are outlining every single element of the logo. Well, this should be easier with most of the logos that usually have one element, like a circle. So click OK here. That creates masks. Each one is outlining a specific element in the logo. After doing that, you can simply hide both of these layers. Then we need to create a new solid. So go up to Layer, New Solid. Let's name this one Element. And click OK. Then let's go to the Effects and Presets window and search for Element. Then add the Element effect to the Element solid layer. Let's head over to the Effect Controls window. Here the first thing we want to do is open the Custom Layers dropdown, Custom Text and Masks. For the Path Layer 1, we want to select the logo. Then for the Custom Texture Maps, we want to set the Layer 1 to Texture. After doing that, we scroll all the way up and click the Scene Setup button. That brings up the Element 3D interface. Here we simply click Extrude button and we should see the shape of our logo that currently doesn't have any colors on it. The first thing you want to do is expand the extrusion model dropdown, then select the bevel 1. Here in the bevel section, you get to control the extrusion of the logo by increasing the extrude. So I'm going to set mine to 3, so it is nice and extruded. Then also make sure you check the option for Use Layers UV, that is important. And let's scroll down to the texture settings. For the diffuse, click the button that says None Set. Then click the arrow and select Custom Layer 1 logo. Then simply click OK, and that brings us the original look and colors of the logo. But here we're getting these weird distortions that we are going to hide right now. So let's scroll all the way up to the bevel section, find the Expand Edges setting, and start decreasing it into the negatives slowly, and as you do, you can see those distortions are going away. So keep doing that until your logo looks clean. So maybe -1 should be fine here. Yep, looks pretty clean to me. After doing that, let's click the presets down here, then environment folder, basic 2K folder, and here you have 15 different environments that you can use as a reflection for your logo. I'll choose the second one, the basic 2K02. Right now we're getting nice reflections in our logo. And if you want to control the reflectivity of your logo, you simply come back to the settings and scroll down to the reflectivity. Here you get the intensity. Don't increase it too high though, otherwise you start losing the color of your logo. So maybe 5% should be fine here. And if your logo appears to be a bit dark and not saturated, you can simply go up to the basic settings, find the diffuse and set diffuse to maybe 2. And you can see that makes it nice and bright. And after adjusting everything, you can simply click OK. And here's our logo. Let's quickly create a camera. So Layer, New Camera. I'll select the 35mm preset, then click OK. After that, I'm going to select the camera orbital up here and rotate the camera so we can see the logo from the side. Right, you can see it is nice and reflective. But one thing it is missing is shadows. And we can add those by selecting the Element solid layer. And in Effect Controls, we need to find the render settings, expand it, then find the ambient occlusion, expand the setting, and make sure you check the Enable AO option. And as you do that, you can see that we're getting nice shadows. And I'm going to set the intensity to 4 to make those shadows extra nice. And after that, we can start animating the camera. And here, there's no right way of doing this, so just go for something that you like. And one quick tip when working with the camera, when you hold the Alt key on the keyboard, you can quickly toggle between all 3 of the camera settings or the tools. So while holding the Alt, the leftmost button becomes the first tool, clicking the mouse wheel becomes the second, and right mouse button becomes the third. So keep that in mind while working with the camera. So I'm going to move the time indicator at the start of the timeline. Let's open the camera settings, transform. Let's create keyframes for point of interest and position. Now I'm going to change the angle to something like that and slightly zoom into the logo. Then I'm going to move 1 second forward and slightly change up the angle to something like that, so we get a slight movement to the left. Then while at 1 second, I'll go up to Edit and select Split Layer, or Ctrl-Shift-D as a shortcut to split layer. Then press U to see the camera 2 keyframes. Let's reset those by clicking those stopwatches, and let's create new keyframes again. And we're going to go for a completely different angle from the camera 2. So maybe something like that, like a top view from the left. Then I'm going to move 2 seconds forward and slightly rotate the camera to get this angle. Not much, just to create slight movement. So we have completely different scene here, as you can see. And at 2 seconds, well, let's do the same thing. Well, let's move those keyframes to 2 seconds. So let's split the layer at 2 seconds. So Ctrl-Shift-D. Now we have camera 3, press U to see the keyframes. Let's reset those. Then right-click the position and select Reset. And now we get the front view of the logo. Let's create new keyframes for both of these. I'm going to slightly zoom into the logo, not much. Then let's move 2 seconds forward and zoom in to the logo a bit further, like that. And while these end keyframes are highlighted, let's right-click any of them, Keyframe Assistant Easy Use, or press F9 to smoothen out the end animation. And in the end, you should get something like this. And this is how you can easily and efficiently create a proper 3D logo that retains its original look and the colors in After Effects using the Element 3D plugin. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.